Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Greta and I'm super excited to have you. If you enjoy perfume content, consider hitting that subscribe button and then the notification bell. You want to check off all. I am always on a quest to find gems for you and just unknown gems for you or little known gems and also affordable perfumes that I can find that are really well made and just such a great bang for the buck. And I know a lot of you love your gourmands. So I was really excited when I found a house in Italy that has super affordable gourmands. Oof. If you want to hear about it, stay tuned for that. Okay, I found this house through another house that I carry in my shop, and it's a small house in Italy. It did exist, but they took it in 2023 and upgraded it and took all these existing fragrances and increased the quality of the raw materials used, and just the blending and everything, and kind of relaunched it. So while there might be other existing reviews from the past, this is a whole new rendition of the Private Mood fragrances. They were only available in Italy in very few places. I couldn't even find them online there. So I do carry them in my store now so that you can get them in the USA a lot easier. I am not insensitive to the fact that affordable has a different meaning for everyone and for everyone's budget. And everyone's budget is different. People allocate different percentages of their income to different things. Some people that may make a lot more money may allocate less to perfume. So I do understand that that is a relative term. I'm not insensitive to that. So, it is about 110 actually, because you can use the code Greta10 and then it's about just over $100 for these bottles, which is $1 an ml, which is about the same price as Calatini's because these are 100 ml, not 50 ml. So to me, that is a very affordable fragrance when you're in the dollar an ml range. I usually try to stay underneath that. If you were to pay 30 bucks for a little 30 ml bottle, it's the same price. So that's just, the range that I'm in here. So anyway, let me jump into these. So the first one I have is Berrylicious. Now, this is not an artificial strawberry fragrance. This is an actual fresh fragrance. It opens up like you're literally smelling a strawberry patch. You get this hint of green. Now, I don't like green fragrances, but there is this hint where you're actually smelling the stem also. You're getting that little green stem on the fresh strawberries, and it's like a basket of strawberries or a little strawberry patch in the ground. As it dries down, you get a little bit of a floral aspect. This rose comes through on it and with a vanilla base. So it gets a little bit sweeter, but it's never really a sweet fragrance. This is not your like cliche kind of synthetic berry fragrance. It's very natural and fresh smelling. It's a more delicate scent. This would be great actually in the springtime, I think. I don't think this is really very good for the winter time, depending where you live, or if you're in the opposite season, maybe, or because I know people are watching from all over, or if you live in a warm climate. This is great for that warm day when you want something fresh. This to me just smells like garden wedding kind of a fragrance, or girls that brunch. It does sweeten up. That sweet vanilla comes through. So it's not really not a sweet fragrance. It's just not an overly sweet fragrance. The longer it goes, the more into the dry down it goes, the sweeter it gets, and you get this like powdered sugar sweet kind of vanilla that comes through on it. But you always have that fresh strawberry scent. I think this one is good. So that's Berrylicious. They come in these cool like white opaque bottles that have this like marble kind of effect, along with this really nice label on here, which I can't figure out the material, but I do like it. Just a plain cap. So they kept the packaging really simple on these two. The next one here is one of my favorites, and it's Velvet Cocoa. This one is a powdery, milky coconut vanilla fragrance. Now, this one opens a little waxy on that coconut. It doesn't stay like that, but definitely the opening is like that. So if you're turned off by the waxy coconut, just sit tight because it does sweeten up and the vanilla starts to come through, and take that over so it doesn't stay like that. This was so good. It's to me, it's like coconut flakes, like when you get the sweetened coconut flakes, so you have this like powdery sugar coconut kind of feel to it, this coconut vanilla sugar kind of thing. It smells like that to me. There's also some magnolia in here, which also just kind of refines it a little bit and gives it more of a fragrance kind of feel. But magnolias are a creamy, milky kind of white floral also. They're very big. I mean, gosh, magnolias get like a dinner plate size, and they have very thick white petals, and they have a very dense, creamy, milky kind of feel to them as a white floral. I really like magnolia, which really goes well with that whole coconut vanilla kind of thing. I like this. If you like your coconuts, you're gonna like this. This is a gourmand coconut. This is not like a suntan lotion coconut, which if you watch me regularly, you know I don't do that. I do not like the smell of sunscreen or suntan lotion. I like coconut that I can eat. That's the kind of coconut I like. Now, some of the names here, I kind of wish they didn't name them what they named them, because they kind of allude, and they like your brain goes elsewhere to what the name says and what they actually are. And the next one is one of them. It's called cotton candy. Oh, yeah. Cotton candy is more of a caramel vanilla. I mean, it does kind of have this carnival kind of smell to it if you've been to a fair. Like we have the fairgrounds here, and there's just all this fair food that gets in the air. And if you're near like the sweets food trucks by that food fair, it does kind of have that smell of like a mix of the caramel, like maybe there's caramel apples going on and there's cotton candy over here. And you do have that like sugary sweets in the air kind of a thing. It opens more caramel, but as it dries down, you get more of a powdery, sweet vanilla kind of a feel, which is closer to that cotton candy kind of feel, like that candy floss. But there's always a hint of this caramel in there also. But regardless, this is delicious. And I could see this being really good to layer with also when you just want to amp up the sweetness in something. It's so good. But yeah, it's like like caramel apples are in the air with your cotton candy, but there's no apple, is kind of what it is. So that's cotton candy. The next one I think is great for men also because it's very boozy. This one is vanilla et cognac. So vanilla and cognac. This one definitely opens very boozy of cognac, very boozy. This is like Unique Luxury Katai or Dolce Diablo, the way it's a very boozy fragrance. As it dries down, that booziness kind of wanes a little bit. To me, makes it more tolerable because I don't like overly boozy fragrances. It wanes and it softens, and you get more of this vanilla almond kind of thing going on. It gets more creamy. So it's more of a creamy almond vanilla, a little bit of woods in here. I think Gaiac wood is in here, which gives it a rich kind of feel. So it's more of this like cognac, vanilla, creamy, almondy, almost like Amaretto di Sorono, because you've got this booziness and you also have this almond feel. So it goes like from a really bold cognac to more of Amaretto, because Amaretto is not as strong as cognac is. And it doesn't have quite as boozy of a feel as it dries down. You just have to give it like 20 minutes maybe. And then it's really delicious. It's like amaretto and vanilla milk kind of is what it smells like. It's really good. If you like almond, I think that one is delicious. Oh my gosh. But it's a little rough out the gate because if you don't like boozy fragrances, you don't like that alcoholic kind of feeling. Like if you love boozy fragrances, you're gonna love this. And it's that booziness is what I think is gonna appeal to men. They tend to really like boozy fragrances in the wintertime. Um, I feel like in general, these are unisex. The berry's probably a little more feminine just because it's berry. Um, Otherwise, I feel like these are pretty unisex. The last one, again, I feel like the name is a little misleading again, and it's probably my other favorite one, and it's So Vanilla. You're probably expecting a really deep, rich vanilla by the name, right? But it's not. Think more like Lyra, or Profumo de Roma. Like they have some really good ones too, which is the one with lemon in it. Is that Dulcis in Fundo? Because there's one with lemon, one with orange, one with almond. It's a little more like that, where it opens more citrusy, then you get this vanilla, but the vanilla has this gourmand baked goods kind of feel. Now there's gingerbread is what they say is in here, but it gives like a gingerbread with vanilla frosting kind of feel to it, or like a vanilla lemon frosting, because it gives this vanilla feel to it. Or maybe whipped cream, not frosting, because it doesn't have that frosting. Like a lot of perfumes can really smell like frosting. It smells a little more natural. It smells more natural than that. But it definitely gives this cake kind of feel the way Lyra does. But Lyra has more caramel in it, where this doesn't have that caramel. It has more of this gingerbread cake, not cookie kind of feel. There's a little bit, a hint of this citrusiness to it. And the vanilla in here, it has this more fluffy, powdery kind of feel to it. It is such a delicious gourmand. And again, for a price point that is phenomenal when you can compare it to these other fragrances that it smells similar to, not identical to, but in that wheelhouse of, they're like 2-3 times the price. So I think these are a great find. And the quality is really good, especially given this price point. I think they're phenomenal. Maybe they should have did 50 ml so that people really realize that they are so affordable. I don't know, the So Vanilla is pretty darn good. These are really good. And they come in a gorgeous box too. But these are my favorites. There's 5 of these. I think they're delicious. Do you like gourmands? I love gourmands. I can never get enough gourmands, especially if vanilla's in it. Vanilla makes everything better to me. And I think vanilla's in all of these, right? Yeah, vanilla's in all of these. And the way their vanilla is this powdery, fluffy kind of vanilla that is so good. And it's such a great gourmand that it kind of just makes everything better. So I don't know. Which one is your favorite one? Which one are you dying to try? And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. And I will see you guys in the next one. Mwah.